Welcome to Module 4 of this webinar on the journal Development in Practice and its submission process. In this module, we talk about the peer review process and how to respond to reviews once they are returned. This module concludes our 4-part series on the submission process for development in practice. When the editor agrees to send your manuscript for double-masked peer review, 2 independent expert referees will review your work anonymously. That is, without knowing who you are or you knowing who they are. The process may take several months. This is because reviewers volunteer their time and usually have many other commitments. When your reviewers return their reviews, they will provide feedback and a recommendation. The editorial team will review this and return a decision, along with the reviewer comments. Reviewers may recommend that DIP accept the manuscript, that minor revisions be undertaken, that major revisions be undertaken, that the manuscript be rejected outright, or that the manuscript be rejected with a view to resubmission. Manuscripts that need to be resubmitted following rejection or that have a decision of reject and resubmit will need substantial reworking and will usually undergo another round of peer review, sometimes with fresh reviewers. Manuscripts that require major revision will be sent back to their initial reviewers for further feedback once the first round of revisions have been completed. For this reason, the review process can be expected to take several months. Once we have received the reviewer comments, these recommendations will be sent back to you, and you will be invited to make revisions and submit a revised copy. Almost all manuscripts need revision, even if it may sometimes be minor. The reviewer comments are to help you improve your article and not for the sake of being critical. So do not be disheartened if you receive extensive feedback. This feedback is there to help you produce the best possible version of your manuscript, which will hopefully result in a publication. When revising and resubmitting, it is important to tell us and your reviewers about how the comments have been addressed. Your revised copy should be submitted with the track changes version, showing all the changes made in response to the reviewer comments. It should also have a clean copy with no highlighting. We also request that you submit a table of responses to the recommendations, explaining how they have or have not been adopted in the revised draft. Your revised paper and table for responses will be returned to the reviewers for their approval or to recommend further changes. If you do not respond to all reviewer comments, we may send the manuscript back to you and request further changes before sending it back to the reviewers. This is to try and ensure a favourable response for reviewers on the second round. If you have any questions about the submission process, please contact our editorial team on dsaadipeditors@gmail.com. We look forward to receiving your submission. This is the end of Module 4 and the end of the Development in Practice webinar series on the submission process. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to reading your submission.